Welcome back, traders. We have two potential entries, or two things that we should be watching out for. Hopefully we'll get an actual entry today so we can let it ride through Friday and then adjust stop losses before the weekend. If it doesn't happen today, then it'll be relatively slow moving tomorrow, but let's have a look at what might come up. The first thing we're looking at is the New Zealand dollar versus the Canadian dollar, also known as the Kiwi loonie. We have seen that the pair has been running on a descending trend line for quite some time now. This is on a 1 hour chart, so it's not a massive amount of time, but we're looking at the last 500 tradable hours that it's been coming down. Then we saw that it started getting shot up. So we put an ascending trend line here, even though it's not confirmed, because you do want to see more than 2 points. Otherwise you could just draw, these trend lines everywhere. But we do still feel that it is likely for it to come off this line potentially. Now, another thing we noticed is that it came and it hits this level here, level of 0.888. It went just above it before, and previously it was just a little bit below that. And I bet if we look back, we'll see, yes, we've seen quite a lot of movements at this level. So this does look like a very good level. I mean, here we had a complete reversal, here we had a complete reversal, and this isn't too far back because it is in a 1 hour chart. So we can confirm that this line is an important line to be trading off. This mark that we put here, this horizontal line, is at a cent level, which is where the price is right now at 0.88. And again, we have seen that cent levels do very often act as support and resistance levels, and we can kind of see that happening now. Let's have a closer look. So we can see that the market has come down. It went just below it, and now it's kind of hovering just above the cent level here. There are a few things that we could be looking for. Potentially we could have another buy entry coming off this line. We'd need to wait for a candlestick or perhaps a crossover or some kind of other signal to be coming off here. To confirm that, we can see that stochastic has been oversold, and we'll more than likely see it start coming back into the normal territory between the 20 and 80 lines. So this could be a potential long. Because it's a 1 hour, it won't be a massive trade, up to 76, so I think realistically you should be able to pull about 40 pips off that before the end of the week, if this does indeed happen. The other thing that we're waiting for is it might come down, and then we'll be looking for a buy signal off this line here. It would be a little bit risky because we have a potential resistance line at this level, so it won't be very far. The bonus about entering a trade early, let's say you wanted to be a flow trader and catch it before it actually happens, is that if you were to enter right now, then your stop loss would be very small. You're looking at 13 pips. If you add just a few, you could go up to say 20 pips and pull it down to about this level and enter a buy. You're looking at a potential 20 pip loss for a 75 pip win. So that's fairly good. That's higher than a 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio. So this is a potential entry to go on. I would rather wait for a confirmation, but if you had a gun to your head and had to put a trade, I would end up putting in a small buy off a trade like this. And then the other one we can look at is a much longer time frame. It might not happen today, maybe not even tomorrow, but it is quite likely that we will get a trade in the next few trading days off the dollar Swissy. What we've seen is we had a reasonably large movement from this point where the market has changed from a bearish position to a bullish position, and we had it bounce off here. So we set up some fib lines up across here, and we can see that the market has kind of rebounded close to the 38.2 level, which is my preferred level of the Fibonacci, and that is also not far from a cent level, from 0.977. So there are two things that are telling me that this could be pushing back up, and because it's turned into a bullish market, we would be looking for buys of this level. The other thing is that stochastic was oversold and is now returning, and this is very often a fairly good indicator that the market is going to continue moving up. So if this is a confirmed change in direction of the market from bearish to bullish, then this would be a great trade entry to consider. I'm going to set that black moving average to 100, which can also sometimes give us some insight. Okay, so it's still trending above the 100, which is confirming that it should be a bullish movement. It's not giving us an entry, it's just helping us have a look at the direction of the market. So that's another potential that we could be looking at. And let's go ahead and have a look at our economic calendar. As always, I'm over on JP Markets and I'm on the economic calendar here. And we'll see that there's some news coming out reasonably soon. Here we go, we're on Thursday, and here we have the German unemployment change coming up. Now this will affect anything with the euro. Germany is possibly the largest economy in the Eurozone. They're certainly one of the big players in there, regardless of how you look at it. So if their unemployment change is better than expected, then we could see a significant boost in the euro, which would mean that you can now start looking at a euro-US dollar trade. On the euro-US dollar, we highlighted this line here as being important. You see we had a nice turn off here, we had some activity across there as well. So this line is important because we've had 1, 2, 3 very good hits off that line, and the market is busy dancing around it right now. Now we can see that this does look like a bullish market on the 4-hour time frame. We've got higher highs and higher lows running. There might be a channel forming up here. No, that's not quite good enough yet. We'd need some more confirmation on that. But this does look like it could be a rising trend line that it's coming off of. So let's go ahead and mark that in. And sometimes it does that, which can be a little annoying. There we go. Alright, so we've got this trend line in here, which makes me believe that yes, we could be looking at another bullish position, but because the news is coming out soon, you'd want to sit and watch that news event coming. If it comes out as a positive sign and it is still above this this horizontal that we've drawn in here, then it looks like that level will be broken and we could have a fairly nice bullish position forming. I'm going to do my best to edit this video and get it out there this morning, so make sure that if you're watching this as it's been posted, that you take some time and you go and watch that news event coming out and see what it can give you. Remember, at 10:55, the Eurozone, Germany is giving out its unemployment change. So head on over to JP Markets, go to the economic calendar, and keep an eye on that.